thank you for joining me. We're going to start this short practice by coming to the front of our mat and standing in mountain pose. So just bring your feet to about hip width apart. Let your arms just drop slack by your sides. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. And just take a moment or two just to settle, to arrive, to connect to your body, to your breath. And whatever you've got planned for the rest of the day ahead, and whatever's been going on in your life so far today, just take a moment or two just to be present to the here and now and just let go of all of that might be distracting your mind, agitating your nervous system. Simply by taking some long deep breaths now and just feel yourself drawing up really tall through the spine, crown doming upwards to the heavens. As you take a slow breath out, feel your tailbone, pubic bone, soles of your feet sinking down towards the ground. Take another deep breath in and feel yourself once again being filled to the very brim. And as you exhale, picture yourself being emptied all the way to the bottom. As you crack open your eyes and let the light of the day flood in, take a deep inhalation and deepen your hands above your crown in prayer. And as you exhale, part the sky, swan dive, hinging at the hip crease, bending your knees as generously as you need to as you fold into your side. As you inhale, halfway rise. As you exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step your left foot back into a long lunge, and then join your right foot alongside your left and come into a strong plank. Take a deep breath in and brace. As you exhale, lower your knees, move your elbows tucked in by your side. Hover your heart between your thumbs, and as you press into your palms and rise, keep your shoulders low, engage your glutes, and press down the tops of your feet. As you press palms into the ground and tuck under your toes, lift your knees and take downward facing dog pose nice and slowly. Step your feet to hip width apart, parallel. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Look forward to the top of your mat and either step your right foot up between your hands, then your left. Hop or walk your feet to the top of your mat and find your forward bend. Take a deep breath in, halfway rise. You can place your hands on your shin bones to modify. Exhale, fold back, hinging at the hip crease into your thigh. And as you take a big circle around the environment that you're in with your fingertips and gather your palms back to prayer, look up as they steeple above your crown. Exhale as you angel wing your hands back down by your side. Let's do that again. Inhalation through the nose, steepling your hands. Exhale, part the sky, look forward through your heart and eyes as you swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway. Either step your right foot back, or if you want more, you can bounce back, landing with soft elbows in plank for something a bit more dynamic. Brace as you take a deep breath in and a slow breath out, pressing strongly back through the heels. Either knees, chest, chin, or if you want more, keep the elbows tucked in, wrists beneath the elbows, and in the stronger backbone, balancing on the tops of your feet, take upward facing dog, or alternatively, you're down on your belly, down on your hips, in the cobra instead. Rolling over your feet or tucking under your toes, find your way back to downward facing dog. Take another deep breath in. A slow and complete exhalation again. And either step left foot through, then right, or bend your knees and softly land your feet between your hands. You can walk up if you prefer to. Inhale, halfway rise, hands can be on your shins, of course. Exhale, fall back into your forward bend. Ground the feet, spread the toes. Inhale, hinging at the hips, heavy tail as you steeple your hands once again above your crown. Shoulders stay down. Exhale, and again, Rainbow your hands back down by your side. Let's do that again. Speeding it up a little now. Inhaling. Remember, you can modify and step your feet back alternately to plank, or you can leap back, landing with soft elbows. So you choose the level of intensity that you want to use. As you land in plank, take a deep breath in and brace. Slow breath out. And then slowly either knees, chest, chin, or elbows tucked in, low plank. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog, lifting your gaze. As you exhale, rolling over your feet or tucking under your toes if you're in cobra, back into down facing dog. Take another deep breath in. A slow and complete exhalation again. And either step left foot through then right, or bend your knees and softly land your feet. You can walk up if you prefer to. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease, fold into your thighs again. Heavy head, slack jaw. Ground the feet, feel a rebound energy traveling up the legs from the earth as you rise, inhaling. Exhale as your hands come back down by your hips. One more, deep breath in, fill to the brim. Slow breath out, part the sky, look forward through your heart and eyes as you dive. Inhale, halfway rise. Either step back or bend your knees and bounce back, landing with soft elbows. Brace in plank. Deep breath in for one. Exhale everything. Knees, chest, chin, or low plank with your elbows tucked in. Inhale, a baby cobra or upward facing dog, balancing your toes, shoulders low, smiling the collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog, feet hip width apart and parallel. Continue to breathe slowly and steadily as you bend the knees, look forwards and either step, hop or hobble your feet back between your hands. Land back in that standing forward bend, exhaling. As you inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, melt back into your thighs, heavy head again. As you ground the feet, spread the toes and rise up into raised mountain pose. Once again, lift your gaze as your palms come to prayer. Exhale and bring your hands back down by your sides. Step your feet side by side, take a deep breath in, and once again bring your hands to prayer. As you exhale, bend your knees, brush your outer ankles, outer calves with your fingers, and then raise the arms and just look up with your arms out of your peripheral sight line. Try to draw your knees back so that you can see your toes. Slightly nudge your tailbone to your pubic bone and feel deep in your belly, your core muscles coming more strongly online. Take another deep breath in, squeezing together your knees. A slow breath out, drawing your belly right up into your back rib cage. Keep the front knee bend. And take your left foot back, pushing back through the heel, and then tilting upright, coming into a high crescent lunge. Take a deep breath in for one. Keep strongly pushing back through the left heel. Exhale everything, weight the tail. A deep breath in for two, try to tilt back and fill the belly, fill the chest a bit more. Exhaling. For three, see if you can tilt back a little bit more. Exhale. On four, once again, reach up high with your fingertips and crown to the sky. And then exhale and spin on that back foot and set up warrior two, opening your heart and your hips. Extend the arms parallel to the floor. So you can drop a little bit deeper into that front hip and just mind that the knee isn't sickling in towards your big toe. Take another deep breath in. Exhale everything. Deep breath in. Slow exhalation through the nose. Inhale again and spread your wings, really open up across the chest. Exhaling. On the next inhale, take your hand to your thigh, drizzling your hand down the back of your leg and keeping the back leg active. Try to keep the weight evenly proportioned through both of your feet. Inhaling and exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale everything. Another one the same, inhaling and exhale. Now lightly place your forearm on your thigh. Pendulum your left hand between your feet, and then take your arm so that it's out of your peripheral sight line, framing the back of your face and reaching with your fingertips towards whatever is ahead of you, whilst grounding the little toe side of your back foot. Keeping your foundations firmly grounded, you might want to take on more and slide your hand down towards the floor in front of your ankle. Otherwise, stay here with your forearm resting on your thigh and drawing that top shoulder back, peering up past your tricep. Continue to breathe by the armpit, all the way down with your body to your hip. Now cartwheel forwards and down and bring your hands to frame your front toes. Spin on your back foot and step back to plank again and brace. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale everything, either low plank or knees, chest, chin, baby cobra or up dog, you choose. Exhaling for your downward facing dog again. Backing down facing dog, arrange your feet so that they're hip width apart and slightly flick your heels to the two back corners of your mat, ensuring as you do that the little toe sides of your feet are running parallel with the long edges of your mat. Try to externally rotate the arms into the shoulders and traction your shoulder blades apart. Meantime, the back of your head heavy, your jaw slack. Take another deep breath in. Exhale everything. And bend your knees, look forwards to the top of your mat, and prepare to bunny hop, landing your feet lightly between your hands. Or step up to the top of your mat and revisit your standing forward bend. Holding into your thighs, buttocks rising to the sky, head hanging heavy to your toes. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold at the hip crease again. And grounding through the feet, slowly circle the environment that you're in again with your fingertips. Raise your hands to prayer. As you exhale, bend the knees and keep the legs side by side as you brush the outer ankles and revisit chair pose. Take the arms once again out of your peripheral sight line. Pull the knees back over the heels and gently ease into your body through your breath, keeping everything switched on, core muscles engaged, arms switched on, legs switched on, no facial muscles involved. Keeping your face relaxed, take your right foot back and come into your high crescent lunge. Just the positioning of your feet, just like I did. Should you need to, push back through the heel, tilt back a little bit more, hug together your inner thighs, your outer hips. Begin to lift your gaze through heart and eyes towards the heavens as you inhale. Exhaling. Another deep breath in, just the same, tilting back a little bit more if you can. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale everything. As you pivot on your back foot and slightly heel toe it back a bit, come into warrior two, second side. Slightly drop into that left hip, reach back with your right fingertips and softly gaze towards the middle finger of your left hand. Deep breath in for one. Exhale everything. For two, really stretch out through the chest, length of your arms. Exhale. Three. Exhaling. And then on four, take your left hand high and your right hand onto your back thigh. Drop a little bit deeper into the left hip and watch the knee still over the heel, tracking the middle toe where it's safe. Really switch on that back leg, float the thigh into the palm, and as you continue to ease back, breathe into that stretch, into the side ribs, the side waist. Tilting back a little bit more as you lift your gaze through heart and eyes. Another deep breath in, and then exhaling. From here, bring your forearm to the thigh. Pendulum your right hand between your feet and frame the back of your face with your right arm this time. Try to really stretch out between your armpit and your right ankle as you ground the toe side of your right foot. If you went deeper before, slide your left hand tentatively down towards the ground or to a block if you've got one, but try not to collapse that top shoulder forward, but keep leaning back against an imaginary wall behind you. breath in, reaching forwards with your fingertips, grounding your right outer foot strongly. At the end of the exhalation, pivot, bring your hands back to shoulder width apart. Bring your right heel back in line with your hip. Take your left foot to join your right, come back to plank again with a deep breath in. As you exhale, either take knees, chest, chin with your elbows tucked in or low plank. As you inhale, take baby cobra or up dog. As you exhale, revisit downward facing dog slowly, sharply lifting the axis of your hips and spreading the weight forwards to the finger pads. As you press into your finger pads, try to take that energy, that power, that strength all the way down to the backs of your heels. Stretching out your hamstrings, decompressing the vertebrae, gazing between your feet. Soft, unfocused gaze. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. And either step, hop or hobble again, your feet to land between your hands. Fall back into your forward bend, heavy head once more. As you inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, once again, fold into your thighs. And as you rise, again, feel the feet grounding, hinging at the hips with a heavily weighted tail. Lift your gaze as your palms come to prayer. Exhale and rainbow your hands back down by your hips. Now step your left foot to the back of your mat and stand with your feet running parallel with the front and back of your mat. And as you come into that wide leg position, slightly pigeoning the toes, bring your hands to your hips and weight the tail. Take a deep breath in as you bloat the belly, fill the chest and lift your gaze. A slow breath out as you hollow the belly, hinge at the hip crease and fold into the space between your thighs, bending your knees generously if necessary. As you bring your hands to the floor, poised on your fingertips, you can bring a block or 2 books into play if need to be. Let your head be heavy. Try not to lock the knees and keep the weight evenly distributed through both feet. Continue to hang out there and just breathe into that shape. Notice the quietening of your brain, the soothing of your nervous system. From that forward bend, slowly heel-toe your feet slightly closer together, turning the toes outwards and the heels in. Bend your knees, drop your seat, bring your hands back to your hips, and come into goddess pose, a heavily weighted tail. Slightly nudge your tailbone to the pubic bone. And either be here, hands resting on your thighs, taking those knees out towards the little toes, or bring your hands to prayer. Close your eyes perhaps, and take a deep breath in for 1. Exhale everything. A deep breath in for 2. Exhaling. Say hello to those thighs as you breathe in for 3. Exhale. And 4. Exhaling. Last one. Deep breath in for 5. Exhale. And slowly as you rise, straighten your legs. As you bring yourself standing upright, begin to bend your right knee. Bring your hands to the floor, shoulder width apart, poised on your fingertips, or again, on some bricks, blocks, 2 chunky books. Slowly begin to lower your seat towards your heel. Flex and stake the heel of your foot to the floor. And then prowl your hands forwards, humbly bowing both your head and your heart towards the ground. As you wedge the left heel firmly into the floor, try to direction the tips of your toes towards the ceiling and drape the underseam of your leg closer to the ground. Continue with a slow, steady breath, holding a little bit deeper into your forward bend. From here, bring your hands back beneath your shoulders. Press firmly into your fingertips and exchange legs, bending deeply your left knee, coming onto the back of your right heel, resting your left sitting bone on the back of your heel or ankle, and stalking your hands forwards to frame your head with your arms. Again, fold into that forward bend. Breathe long, deep breaths into what's there. As you bring your hands back beneath your shoulders again, press firmly into your fingertips and come back to that wide-legged forward bend. Fold a little bit deeper perhaps, bring your hands behind your back and thread your fingers there. Soft bend in your knees, deep bend if necessary, as you lift your knuckles up and overhead. Not imposing your will on your shoulders, but maybe letting your knuckles rise upwards towards the heavens. Maybe they travel even further forwards than that. Keep gazing back between your legs with a soft, unfocused gaze. Very slowly from here, let your knuckles return to your tail. Bring your hands back to the mat. Turn your attention to your front foot and bend the knee as you pivot those toes towards the top of your mat. And then make your way back into plank with a deep breath in. Brace in plank as you take a slow breath out. And as you exhale, lower yourself down all the way onto your front body. Come into Sphinx with your elbows underneath your shoulders, palms facing down. Press down your pubic bone, the tops of your feet, and all 10 toenails. You might stay there, just gazing towards the tip of your nose. You might want to take a little bit more challenge on board. And keeping your right arm on the floor, take your left arm forward and lift your right leg with pointed toes. Keep gazing forward, keeping the neck long. And as you lift your left arm, lift your right leg, really strong push down through your right elbow, right forearm. Feel the breath rising and falling in the belly. And try to smooth the transitions between the in-breath and the out. Releasing the leg, releasing the arm, coming back to Sphinx. And then setting that same position up on the second side as you find your balance. Float the left leg, float the right arm, pointed toes, gazing softly forwards and ahead. Keep pushing firmly into the left elbow. Feel a little bit more upward thrust. From here, bring your elbow, leg back to the floor and make a little pillow for your forehead with both hands. Bring your big toes together and let your heels flop apart. Take a little shimmy from side to side over your pubic bone and hip bones. Gently releasing any tension in the lower back. From here, release your right arm out to the right of you. Place your left palm underneath your left armpit and come to stack your shoulders, hips and legs. And that might be where you stay, just sinking into the right shoulder, right armpit, right upper arm and forearm. However, if you want more, bend your left knee and take your left foot to the floor. And then have a little play. See if you can reach with your left foot with your right hand, winging your kneecap to the sky. Breathing into that shape, long deep breaths. Just hunker down towards the ground and close your eyes. Very slowly unwind, roll back onto your belly again. Take your left arm out to the side. Bring your right hand underneath your armpit. Roll onto the left shoulder, left armpit, left side of your body and stack your legs. Let the weight of your head sink down to the ground. And that might be once again where you stay. But if you want another little play, bend your right knee, step your toes towards the other side of the mat behind you, and then see if you can reach with your left hand for your right foot this time. Keep pushing your right palm into the floor and drawing along with your right knee, your right shoulder back. Weight down heavily through the left side of your chest. Side of your head resting heavy on the ground. From there, slowly release, unwind, come back onto your front body. And as you press your palms firmly into the floor and rise, come all the way up to tabletop, kneeling on all fours. And then with your knees beneath your hips, Walk your hands forwards, poised on your fingers. Poised on your fingertips, see if you can melt your brow and your chest to the ground, coming into puppy pose. Try tucking the toes under, getting a little sneaky toe stretch there. And as you creep your fingertips forwards and drive the finger pads into the mat, take some long, deep breaths, soldering a deep trench into your back body with your spine. From puppy dog pose, bring your hands back beneath your armpits with your elbows tucked in. Press powerfully into your palms, nice strong arms, and rise to kneeling. And then pick up your right arm and stack your shoulders while slightly nudging your hips to the left. Glance up to the root of your thumb. As you exhale, thread the needles, right arm underneath the left armpit. And slowly guide yourself back down onto the side of your shoulder and head. If you want more, loop your left arm around the back of your waist and see if you can find the inside seam of your thigh with your finger. Breathe into that shape and close your eyes. As you unwind from your thread needle, bring your left hand to the ground, right hand beneath the right shoulder. Same thing, second side, reaching up with the left hand this time and really stretching out across your collarbones and shoulder blades. As you thread the needle, drive the left arm underneath the armpit and tentatively guide yourself down to rest on the side of your shoulder and face. Only if your neck feels comfortable, you can place a pillow underneath your left ear if needed. Only then bring your right arm around the back of your waist and fish around and see what you can find. Again, close your eyes and imagine each time you exhale, pouring any anxiety, negativity, mental clutter, stress, whatever it is you don't need, out through the crown of your head. Feel everything that you don't need being whipped away into the earth. Unwinding from your thread needle, bring both hands back beneath your shoulders and come back to all fours. And finally exhale and just take a deep cat arch, caving your belly, goading your spine. And then reverse your seat back onto your heels and just take child pose. The weight of your front body resting on your thigh and bringing a little bit of weight to bear upon your brow. Finally, just walk your hands back towards yourself here. Flip your feet out from underneath your seat. And once you've got your legs out in front of you, just shuffle yourself sufficiently forward to the center of your mat and just take a gentle rock and roll forwards and back a few times over your spine. Once you've had a little rock and roll forwards and back over your spine, come to lie on your back with knees wide apart and settling into the crook of your arm. Hold onto your hands between your shins and gently rock from side to side over your back muscles. Finally, come to stillness, perfect symmetry. Feel the breath rising and falling between the thighs. You gently roll over to one side. Just take a moment to pause in recovery. Ask yourself how you're feeling as you continue to breathe deep into your belly. And finally, just bring yourself up to sit quietly with crossed legs and closed eyes. As you bring your hands to rest on your knees or your thighs, just allow yourself a moment or two to melt your shoulders away from your ears and draw the crown of your head upwards towards the sky. Then turn the backs of your hands to rest on your thighs with your palms facing the sky. Sit quietly now and simply observe your breathing. A brief meditation before you begin the rest of your day. Watch as the breath rolls in, travels into your body through the nose. And watch as the breath rolls out, warmed by the lungs as it travels out over your top lip. For a few quiet moments, persuade yourself to sit quietly and simply observe your breath as it enters your body and departs. Nowhere to go, nothing to do or to be. For this 1 minute, sit deeply immersed within your own anatomy. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely day. I hope I see you again soon.